Do. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope everybody's doing well. How are you doing? The minion. Banana. Looking for my banana. No. Hey, good morning. It's Monday. It's definitely a Monday. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're all doing well on this Monday. For me, it feels like the classic Monday. So I just get a little goofy because I'm like, we're going crazy here. Make sure my phone's muted. That would be good. It'd be bad having phone calls in the middle. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. This is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, where we talk about Agile and Scrum from a practical and tactical perspective, give you some insights, some thoughts to make your day go better so you can go home to your family and friends. I posted a couple of things on LinkedIn the other day about time and working in the community and all that. I could tell you lots of stories about that. My personal opinion. I do that all the time myself, but part of it's how much time they let you in the office, and it's just irony. Anyway, so we do that so you can have some fun with your family and friends and grow business, maybe do some entrepreneurial activity, just like the emails, maybe go out there and do some stuff in the community, hobbies you like to do, free up time to keep the brain working, right? And do it with some fun and less stress. So a little fun. Get the little minion. I think he loses his head if I pop it. Well, pop it. Woo! Oh, hope that didn't turn it off. Anyway, so just keep it short. Trying to get some things together. We have the holiday coming up here in the States. So got that coming. Lots of things to do. Try to do some events with the family. Plans to do some planning. Like what's preventing you from having fun. It's a good time to, after the holiday, maybe use this week to prep the team and say, hey, what fun things you got planned the following Monday, and then talk about what fun things your coworkers did over the weekend and what's their next fun thing and what's preventing them from having fun. It might be a great time to do it during the holidays, or if you have some weekends coming up, they're going to do anything fun. Just to share, see what everybody's up to, see how their weekends go with their family and friends, and just get everybody closer together so they can, communicate, work together better. Bunch of things I saw out there. I'll put some stuff out, but I want to talk about just two things today. Just two simple things. One about what I call Sprint Zero, which there's no Sprint Zero out there. There's no such thing as a Sprint Zero. I call it Sprint Zero. Okay, mine's a little different. And then I want to talk about a couple calendar tricks I use to free up time, because I do want to get down. It's amazing how many people don't know how to use their calendars, whether it be Outlook or whatever system they do when they accept meeting notices and all that stuff. And I'll give you some of my techniques to help clear that out. And with the holidays here, and maybe there's less people in the office, like next Friday, I'm going to office and hopefully there won't be anybody there and I'll get stuff done. Maybe I'll build a bunch of dashboards and get some teams up running wherever no one's there. And they'll come Monday and go, what the heck did Greg do while we were going? I was like, yeah, I built you some dashboards. Just not get questions, right? Because we're transitioning over to Jira from Rally. So it's kind of like a fun thing at my office. Anyway, so we'll go with those. And this is episode 126 for those on podcasts. And just a reminder, we're on all the social media. Still want to do some TikTok stuff. I just haven't found time, and it's been kind of rainy and icky this weekend. Definitely learned one thing. I am not putting any more Eagle stuff as a prop on this show, because I did it and they got their tails whooped over Sunday. So no more Eagle stuff ever. I hope not. No, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll do something else. I'll do the teams I don't like. I'll put them stuff on here and see how that goes. So no more Eagles props, by the way. So let's start with Sprint Zero. Sprint Zero is the way I do that with new teams that form, that just got together. I hired a bunch of people. I love some of these companies. They just throw them in a room and like, here, go do something. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? These people. So a lot of times Sprint Zero. So what I do is, and a lot of these teams have, they say they've done Agile. Not really. There's always one or two maybe I got on the team to do it, but we worked Agile environments out there. So what I typically do is I have work with one of the senior people that's worked in the company before, and I do a sprint zero. And in the sprint zero, it's not necessarily stories. A lot of times you get a new product owner too, the first time they work with Agile people. So it's a little give or take, right? Some people think sprint zero should be like 6 weeks. I think there's papers out there, some 6 weeks. I'm like, no, 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 no. Just 2 weeks. Whatever your normal sprint cadence is going to be, and sometimes teams can predict what that's going to be. Sometimes the company does it. Like you add on a new team to train, and the existing train sprints are like 2 weeks all the time. So you adapt that 2 weeks. So whatever that time period is what the sprint zero is. And I say it's like, let's say for example, 2 weeks. So what I do is I have the whole team. The first day I give them some instructions on Agile and Scrum and how it works. So the first day is just instruction. The next day is we do a sprint planning session. And in the sprint planning session, we talk about all the stuff they need. Most of these people are smart enough from a automated test or testing world to a dev world, programming, whatever they need. They kind of know what access they need, what they need to do. So we create stories. They become the product owners for the team. And so does the product owner. They become a member of the team. So I have the team actually write stories related to setting up their systems, getting access, taking classes, getting familiar with the code, all that stuff. So they have no idea. They just write a list of stuff they need to get done. We put it into a story format with some tasks related to it. I walk them through the process, and they become their own product owner. They find out how hard it is to write stories, right? I love doing this. People like poo-poo it, but I'm like, no, it's great because they learn what it takes to write a story. Just like they go, well, the PO doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know how to write a story. Let's say you write the story first 2 weeks, right? Right out of the cold. And I go, so I have them write the stories. And then that way we can track how progress is going. And me as a Scrum Master, if I'm the Scrum Master in the group, I can follow up if they're getting stuck and they're not getting connections or they're not getting their firewall access or their email, whatever they need. And I can help follow up and make sure that happens. And that's my job as Scrum Master, right? So it really gets a lot of that stuff organized in that first 2 weeks because I want them to be productive within 2 weeks. Other places like I'm good for no. I want 2 weeks. I want you cutting code in 2 weeks. I want you to do some business stories. I want you to do some sample codes. Now, whether or not it goes in the system or you have full capability come 2 weeks, that depends. However, I want that to be there, right? And I want to go through all the process. So every day we do daily scrums during that first 2 weeks. They get them talking. How did you get? What did you get? What are you doing? I want them talking, getting to know each other, right? So this is all for in our first 2 weeks, getting familiar with the code, right? Reading code, whatever they got to do, see what the processes are working, set up knowledge transfer meetings, right? All that goes into that first session. So that's what we want to do in that first sprint zero time period. At the end of that first 2 weeks, no more Eagle stuff. We lost yesterday. We need nondescript, non-Eagles related paraphernalia. The boys up on a Monday. So anyway, so back to sprint zero. So because he didn't get to hear the first thing about no more doing no more Eagle stuff because they get beat. We jinxed the Eagles, Ed. We can't show Eagle stuff anymore. What do you think? Good idea. We should show Patriot stuff for Vinny, your buddy. Oh, yeah, we could do Moonball. Yeah, we could do the Moonball though. That doesn't have any sport teams. Okay, let me finish the show. All right. So sprint zero. So we go through that. We go all the stuff to log in, get everything going, and it gets them in a rhythm, right? I want to get them in a rhythm early. You got to get started. You can't stretch it out. Ooh, 6 months. No, we're paying hundreds of dollars an hour for these people to work here. We want them to produce as soon as possible, right? That's the money making thing, right? Stretching it out. No, we don't want that. So after we get them going on the last day, have them do some demos. Maybe they wrote some code. Sometimes they do, right? And demo new software and how they use it, and how they want to interact as a team. Maybe they're installing Slack and kind of demo how the Slack would go, pick different things, right? So those are the kind of things that we do in the end of 2 weeks. So that's my sprint 0. And I make them point it. I actually have them do a sizing exercise. There's nothing better at learning how to size things than actually having done it, right? And then the next sprint, you go right into, we looked at some code, we're looking at sizing, people are talking about, they're smart people, right? I mean, maybe they just got right out of college, but even the ones right out of college are pretty good coders. They can figure this stuff out. So then the next sprint, it goes a little better, right? But the sprint 0, you don't count it for anything. It really doesn't go in. It's just getting into the sprint and the Scrum mindset. And I really do believe that helps get the teams progress even faster. So that's my sprint 0 that I want to talk about. The other thing I want to talk about, and again, this is 5am Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And this is episode 126. Calendar trick. So one of the things I noticed in a lot of calendars, like I know you walked in everybody's manager's office and you see their calendar, and like they're like, if you're an Outlook calendar or something, they got like 5 meetings together. I get invites to a lot of meetings too. One of the simple tricks I will just give you is, like, especially during this holiday week, going through, I don't know if you check email, go through all your emails during this week when there's less people in the office, but go through your calendars, mark it all as tentative. Don't decline it, but go through your calendar, mark everything as tentative, right? And then pick the meetings that you want to go to and accept them. What I do is when I get meeting invites, I don't accept them right away. Unless they're from my boss, right? Gotta do them. I mark them all as tentative. And even my boss ones, sometimes I mark tentative because I got to make sure everything's good and I'm prepared for it, and then it's got what it needs. But mark them all tentative, and then just pick the couple that you have that you want to go to. Try to free up some time in your calendar. Just don't accept meetings because they're a meeting invite to 50 people. You know what I mean? Maybe one of those meeting invites that have 50 people that you're a member of, you question, does it have an agenda? Does it have a topic? What are we talking about, right? Maybe you can volunteer. And again, it's not so much of everybody else doing the job, but maybe you can help to perfect that meeting. There's a reason why you wanted to keep or accept a meeting that didn't have an agenda. It maybe has some importance. Question is, are you going to get what you want out of that meeting? And is it going to have a real value add? So just from a calendar perspective, try that this week. Mark everything as tentative and not accepted. And then even the ones that you don't want to accept or tentatively accept, mark them as free in your calendar. That way you can see what's going on in your meetings. But here's one thing I would tell. If you're going to mark everything accepted or tentative, I usually tell everybody, like when I coach my Scrum Masters who have all their teams, I tell them in advance, hey, I'm just going to mark everything as tentative. And when I do go, I'll let you know and I'll accept it and I'll go. But the reason why I want to see it in the calendar that you're having these meetings, these ceremonies, and just know it's coming along, because it'll trigger my time. If I'm not doing something, I like to attend my Scrum Master ceremonies and the teams I'm coaching. So that is just what I wanted to give you from a calendar trick. And see if that doesn't free up more time in your calendar, give you more white space because you're not filling it up with stuff, right? Because everybody needs to do some work and have some time. So something to think about. Think about this week on how we can fix the calendars. Maybe we'll talk some more during the week on that. And with that, I'm going to cut it early before the 15-minute mark. And we're about to close up shop. Ed, you got anything you want to say? Do you want to bye? Do you want to do anything? Okay. So this is 5am Mester Scrum. Have a happy Monday. Hope things go well. It's a short week here in the States with the holidays and everything.
Make sure you ring the bell.
And ring the bell. You got to show the bell. Yeah, you can't see it. Ring the bell. There you go. Do you want to put your face in the picture? There he is. Ring the bell. There you go, Eddie. Thanks, Ed. You hide Dad's face now? Okay. With that, have a happy Monday. Hope it all goes well for you. And we all survive our Monday on a short week. Just remember, it's a short week. Take care and enjoy. Bye. Happy Scrumming.